What's up, y'all? Drone Theory here. Today we're discussing Liam Vickers' 10-year-old project design, almost 11 years old. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that bell. And wait for part 2. We're discussing episode 1 from season 1 up to season 3, episode 4. Let's get into it. So the story follows John and 3 friends, Penny, Sarah, and Max. They go to explore an old ghost town, which is basically filled with who knows what. It is a power outage, and they're in California. Not California, what's it called? San Francisco. So they go, they explore. John's 3 friends die. His full name, John Matthews, by the way. And then he meets this chain entity, which is indirectly responsible for killing all of his friends. The two begin to talk a bit. Episode 2 follows them basically just expressing their feelings. John decides to help her. Episode 3, they walk around, John flashbacks basically, and they have a good time, technically. The chain entity goes rogue. John hears about something the poison failed and something called a left hand. Pretty cool. Episode 4, they finally reach John's town after more traveling and more killing by the chain entity. So, episode 5 follows them arriving at John's house and making jokes, getting along. They go and they talk to John's dad. They didn't really get along after his mother's death. So from there, it basically reveals that John's dad worked at the facility that experimented on the chain entity. Pretty cool. And then he dies a gruesome death. Then the army shows up, like the agents. And then we go to the finale of season 1, episode 6 of season 1. The finale, the final part. Let's go. So it basically goes like this. A guy called the director in charge, after the chain entity is just collapsed on the staircase above, reveals all of the lore. Left hands are parasites that attach to the main host and take full control. John has been talking to just a shell. Her name is Callie. The chain entity's name is Callie. Someone John knew from the previous time he spent here, 4 years ago. Technically 5 years ago. He got sent to San Francisco after the massacre. So that was fun. But she should have died. She survived and became this thing. She's revealed to be responsible for the massacre, killing John's old friends, supposedly killing his mom. The school framed it up as just a shooter. So then, that's basically the end of season 1. Everyone gets evacuated from the town, and John stays to try and connect with Callie. So, cuts to season 2. We get filler chapters of John's origins, with a character named Julie. They basically have romance, and Julie's an abused, tragic character that John's out to protect and be the hero of. Eventually, he takes down her corrupt parents and her evil grandfather, and that's kind of the end of the origins that we've seen so far. So then, let's cut to the present. Julie shows up at his house, corpses splattered everywhere, just to tell you, and Callie is just sitting there unconscious, in her little state, half conscious, half not. John agrees that they need to go, loading Callie up and taking Julie with them. Cuts to episode 2 in the present day, where Julie and John begin to fight, and Julie doesn't know why she actually cares about him and is pretending to like him. John reveals that he's not pretending, because he actually likes everyone and wants to be the hero constantly. I know, pretty crazy, right? So basically Callie wakes up, some people show up, and Callie slaughters them. Julie and John go to a hospital the next episode after Callie mistakenly killed John, or supposedly killed him. Julie starts to go insane, revealing that she is a left hand as well, killing all of the staff and police after locking John in and hiding bodies across the hospital room. Her book is filled with hundreds of bodies. Apparently she's killed before. She reveals that she's just been pretending to be normal. Her parents kept her locked up because she's dangerous, and her grandfather thought beating some sanity into her would be the best approach. She's completely messed up and psychopathic. So eventually, Callie shows up at the end of the episode. Episode 4, the two begin to fight, as John recalls a scientist interviewing him after the massacre, revealing that Julie was in a psych ward for some reason. This was in the past, by the way. So John sees the scientist from his past come to them, saying she's the only one and she works for the facility that Callie came from. She mentions something called 104, or Subject 104, that John has no clue about. Julie escapes up into the vents, leaving Callie, John, and the scientist alone, as they escape out the window onto the cold pavement. Episode 6, however, is quite interesting. They basically get cornered by the militia, and the director comes out, and they get ready for a big fight. 104 is revealed to be a little child. Pretty cool, right? That was apparently the director's daughter. Who knew? Episode 7 is basically a big dramatic fight scene. The director dies, Callie is killed by 104, and a lot of emotional scenes happen. And John is kidnapped and taken to the facility by Dr. whatever her name is, which is the scientist that has now become in charge. A lot of people die, gruesome deaths this episode, and it's a good finale to Season 2. Season 3 follows two arcs, an alternate universe called Homebound, which is just an alternate timeline from the main series. Starts with the same events, but nobody dies. John helps take down the entities. John's dad stays alive, except then he dies in an explosion. And a new subject, a subject that's locked in the facility in the main timeline, is apparently the leader in this timeline. John helps destroy the entities, or is going to help them destroy the entities, obviously. But they get ready to, but he's leading them, and he becomes friends with them. His friends stay alive, basically. But he's still regretting the massacre. He's not friends with Julie, which is Subject 12, and he's helping destroy her. Not caring about these entities at all. But in the facility arc, the main timeline, John has been taken to the facility and is now trying to save the entities and is lying to himself. He was taken and hasn't seen the scientist ever since he was taken. Apparently he's a defective left hand, and he's the only male left hand. It should be impossible, based on the series lore. So, that's cool, I guess. He meets someone called O2 and 888, both subjects. 888 was a supposed leader, but apparently she helped design the facility. She is the leader in the other timeline. She was just turned into a left hand in the main timeline. John says he's going to help save his opponent and him tomorrow. In the chance is what they call it, where they put two left hands against each other. Pretty cool, right? So, John passes out, and that's all I've watched so far. Make sure to stay for part 2, which will be through episodes 5 through 13. The part 2 will be the final part of the series. Thank you for watching, and